Hello everyone. My name is Prem Kiran Reddy, founding attorney of Reddy's Law Firm. In this episode, we will talk about the temporal lobe of the brain in a TBI or traumatic brain injury setting. This episode is for informational purposes only and is not meant to be for medical or legal advice. The temporal lobe is behind the frontal lobe of our brain and below the parietal lobe. It contains the primary auditory cortex where sound information is processed. If this is affected, one could have problems in hearing, understanding, or interpreting auditory stimuli, including music. It also contains the primary olfactory cortex where smell information can be perceived and processed. It is also involved in motion perception as it integrates input from the occipital lobe. Damage to the temporal lobe may lead to difficulty in speaking, difficulty in understanding spoken or written language, and even in naming objects or people. The hippocampus in the middle temporal lobe is crucial for memory formation and consolidation. If this is affected, it can result in anterograde amnesia, which is the inability to form new memories. It can also result in retrograde amnesia, where past memories are lost. The temporal lobe is also involved in higher level visual processing, such as object recognition, face recognition, recognizing body language and social cues, and also visual memory. Can you imagine if one stops recognizing the face of a spouse or a daughter? How devastating it would be to that individual and the loved ones who are now seen as strangers? Next, the temporal lobe, particularly the amygdala and the hippocampus, are associated with emotional processing and regulation. Damage here can also lead to mood swings, increased irritability, impulsivity, and reduced experience of joy. Thus, it can affect one's personality. Often, family members say that their injured loved one is just not the same anymore. It plays a role in memory modulation and conditioning of fear and pain. It plays a role in remembering the painful or fearful memories and thus retrieves those painful or fearful memories faster when faced with those stimuli. Now, the amygdala can also override the rational and reasoned response and go straight into fight or flight mode. Proper functioning of this part of the brain is important for us to react to dangerous situations. So you can just imagine the consequences if there is dysfunction here. Damage to the temporal lobe can also affect attention, perception, and decision making. Damage to the temporal lobe can cause auditory hallucinations, visual hallucinations, olfactory, that's smell hallucinations, gustatory, that's taste hallucinations. It's important to note that specific effects of TBI on the temporal lobe can vary depending on the location and severity of the injury. Each case is unique and should be evaluated by a trained medical professional. Note that this is a very brief overview of a vast topic. Each part of the brain works in concert with other parts. So if one part of the brain is affected, it could affect the other parts of the brain as well. Please remember that the symptoms do not always have to be obvious. They can be very subtle or appear only with complex tasks. I will be going into more details of the functions of different areas of the brain in future episodes. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep yourself informed of my past and upcoming episodes on various other topics. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you soon in the next episode. Bye-bye.